that blessing, when it's spoken upon your life, it manifests in things like divine wisdom. When God gives you wisdom to know what to do in the circumstances of life. Ideas of something that you need to do. When God spoke the blessing to Abraham, Abraham was in a wilderness and his blessing was there. He was given this land, but the rain that comes from above was not falling in this particular land. And so when Abraham came here, he knew that if water doesn't come from above, I'll find it from beneath. And so he started digging wells there. God gave him an idea he had seen before in his land of Ur of the Chaldeans, and he started digging down in this land where nobody else had dug wells. And he said, the same thing we do with water from above, we are going to do with water from beneath. And God gave him that idea. Out of that idea, Abraham became very wealthy because his flocks were well watered, his gardens were well watered, people came for grain, people came for lambs, people came for the most healthy, heifers from Abraham. Abraham became a trader and he traded for gold. He became wealthy because the resource he was using is the water that he got out of the ground. I want you to know that when God spoke a blessing upon Abraham, Abraham did not wake up and find gold in pockets or in sacks in the house. What he did is he got an idea. And this is where the Christian needs to understand that when God has spoken a blessing upon your life and mine, it's ideas that he pours upon our lives. And many times, ideas are not copying what other people are doing and exactly copycat, because that's what many people are. God can give you original ideas or improvements on other people's ideas. What people have done before, you can take it online. What other people have done before, you can perfect it and actually come up with new things so that you can improve on it, and that becomes a new idea that you are doing and that you're using. It also can become relationships. Blessings are also relationships. These are relationships that connect you with the resources of heaven. Abraham had Melchizedek. Abraham had Melchizedek as a relationship. This is the man who met him, actually spoke a blessing. He gave him wine and bread, and this is the blessing he had. Ruth had Boaz. And Ruth did not just have Boaz. Ruth also had Naomi. Naomi who connected her to Boaz. David had Samuel, who got him out of the sheep pen, and he got him from shepherding and connected him to the blessing of God. And sometimes God just brings you to a connection. God brings you to a conference. God brings you to a message. God brings you to a sermon like this one. God brings you to a service. God brings you to a place where there will be a divine connection, where you connect the blessing. Although maybe your father or your spiritual father or other people may not know about the blessing of God, may not even believe in it, God will, across the road, across your way to heaven, bring people in your life, and those connections become connections that actually minister the blessing of God. And beyond that, divine connections can also come and bring you into ideas. It can bring you into resources. It can bring you into loans. It can bring you into places from where you can be able to spring forth and make your ideas come to pass and bring them into fruition.